Luis is our basketball guy, and this is his season right now. You see the hat he's wearing. We got rid of the Jets cap. That's only up in the top corner. That's only Jets Luis is up in that top corner right there. But we get him out because it's Knicks season. It's Knicks season, baby. And we have plenty of scores from the first round. The play-in tournament finished last week, and I'll say it now, Luis. Play-in tournament, waste of time. It's just a waste of time, and it's edging hope for a lot of people that should not have it. Shout out to the Mavericks and Nico Harrison, who's trying to count that as a win. You get those play-in teams, and now it's a first round, and the first round's best of 7 now, so it's just more delayed hope. I'm going to ask you...
Did we have, like, the play-in moment? What was the dude where he, like, jumped on the table, like, celebrated like it was Game 7? What was that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where was he? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're so excited to be the 10th seed in here. These 38 and 45 record teams getting all hyped up. Cleveland's watching Miami and Atlanta duke it out to see who's going to lose to them in 4 or 5. It's just delayed hope. And then you have those teams that are like, well, if we lose, don't forget we have like a 2% chance of all of a sudden getting a top 4 pick in the lottery. So we can't lose. We can't lose no matter what. It was like, no, you're just going to delay your season a little bit, finish on Friday, and then wind up with like pick 11 in the draft.
Are you scared at all that Cooper Flagg not declaring yet is like, you think he might be trying to do like an Elway or an Eli, like, cause he loves Boston. Like, what if he's just like, what if we've never had that in the NBA where somebody's been like, I won't go play there.
My God, but, Cooper Flagg.
He's like saying that NIL money changes a lot of shit,
Let me break some news for you from ESPN. I'm looking at it right now. Duke star Cooper Flagg has officially declared for the 2025 NBA draft.
All right.
Welcome to DC.
Welcome to
Utah.
DC.
Or Utah and fuck off. But welcome to DC.
Alex Starr.
Oh my gosh. I want him in DC, but like I've also talked myself into now. I'm like, okay, this is a good front-loaded draft. If we just wind up in the top 3, top 4, I'll be happy. I'll be very happy if it's number 1 and you win the lottery.
The good thing is your franchise doesn't have a history of making incorrect decisions. Listen, how does it feel to have your franchise be solely responsible for like Kevin for Butler not being able to land in Phoenix? You gave you gave out a contract so erroneous, so bad, with a no trade clause for a player in Washington, D.C., so huge and bad. It's like the albatross of albatrosses, where this player is doing like 12 points a game off the bench, and he's like, why would I leave Phoenix?
Right. It's incredible what the Wizards have been and what the Wizards have done as the ultimate shit stirrers of the NBA, where we hand out these awful contracts and somehow we're not the ones taking the punishment for it later on. We're giving them away. I don't know why Phoenix took Beal like that. I don't know why they took him in. He has the no trade clause. He's like, fuck it. Why would I leave? Why should I leave? I'll just be right here. Why
should I go try to win a championship? Well, actually, no, he wasn't going to a team, but I'm saying
no. But he spent all these years in DC. He trained for this. This season in Phoenix, he was ready. He was like, this feels like
something
home.
About being in Washington that like trains you. That just makes you just like appreciate just having a job. It's right. My job. I don't care. Oh, I don't get paid any extra for the playoffs. Okay, unless we get playoff shares, and I can go on vacation early. And I already made $50 million this year. What the fuck else is there?
We do the same with Wall. John Wall tears his Achilles and then like re-tears it. I think trying to get a pizza or something, and like we still managed to trade him. We get like a fun year out of Russell Westbrook for it. And Russell Westbrook was like a DC star for a second, even though we didn't do shit. But it was still fun because we got rid of a terrible contract. Then we did it again with Beal, and shit, we'll do it again. We got rid of Kuzma. This season, he wound up having one of the worst playoff performances in the history of the league.
0.0.
It's insane. And we're just having fun. We're having fun. Jordan Poole's having fun leading the
The
tank.
real Agent Zero.
Oh God, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful, and I actually feel confident in the new regime.
But I mean, I think pretty much like you can never let Cooper Flagg and Poole meet, right? That's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be all the way out of the building before Cooper steps in day one, right?
Cooper's. You got to bring. Yeah, Poole's got to be gone. Cooper's got to be leading the charge.
They can never cross paths because he will infect them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I can't have that. And I'd rather. You're outside of this, okay? And I'm biased as a DC fan. Where would you like to see Cooper Flagg land? Because I feel like there's a lot of people, they don't want to see him go to the Spurs. You can't have the Spurs keep landing the number one pick. Like, they've had enough. They've already got Wemby. You want to see Cooper teamed up with Wemby and have this young superstar duo? Might be kind of fun, but nobody wants that, really. I don't want him to go to Charlotte and disappear. And, I mean, where else is there? Utah, I feel like he's just going to disappear there, even though he might be perfect for Utah, for that state. Like, where do you want to see Cooper Flagg land?
Philly.
Ew, they keep doing this and fucking it up too.
I'm saying, like, I'm looking at the top five. I would love to see him and Tyrese Maxey. I think that would be a fun duo. Obviously, I hate the fucking Sixers with a passion. So
yeah.
But I think the Knicks are on a different timeline than them anyway. I think Great White Hope in Utah is always good, like for jerseys, that's always pushes numbers. You're right. The Hornets, I mean, there's 3 black holes.
Yeah.
All due respect. Washington, as much as you believe it's a black hole, Charlotte is a black hole, and New Orleans is also a black hole. So those 3 are all three are horrible destinations for first round picks. And that would just mean that he would play out the string. I mean, you go into it knowing that he's going to play out the string. You're going to give him the massive contract thinking that maybe he'll stay. And then a year afterwards, he will demand to leave. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy your 5 years with him, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Jaden Daniels is giving me too much hope for a revival of DC sports in this city. I feel like he can lead the whole thing.
The Spurs moving up from 8 would be fucking tough because they've had so much fucking luck.
Yeah.
But fucking from a basketball standpoint, him and Wemby and the dude they got from Sacramento right now, Fox, right?
Yeah.
Him, Wemby, and Fox.
Oh, it'd be nice.
That would be instantaneously like the number one NBA 2K team to play with. Because fuck, so I as much as I fucking hate the fact that Tim Duncan and all the fucking luck and all the number one picks and shit like that, and just like, oh, here's another franchise starter. I hate that almost as much as I hate the Lakers always just being able to like get fucking get $1 for 25 cents every time they need another fucking superstar. LeBron's getting Luka. Fucking all the players get lucky, get Magic, all that shit. So,
right.
Honestly, man, I'd love to see him in Brooklyn or Philly. I think that's fun. Toronto, fuck them.
I wouldn't mind him in Brooklyn. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Brooklyn and leading a charge there.
Dallas in the conspiracy theory.
How
you're moving? You got to move Luka to fucking to LA for peanuts, but you're getting Cooper Flagg.
And then how angry does it get when Nico Harrison, like they get the number one pick and he was like, I meant to do that.
What's the meme for the something's going on here, right? If that happens, Conspiracy Lou was right.
They traded the European white for the American white, and now they're just getting all the hope.
If there's one thing that would at this point appease Mavericks fans, then it would be that.
It's that, but then you have no trust. Like I would have no trust for the rest of my fandom, for the rest of my fandom life. I would have no trust that we're going to keep him. If you didn't re-sign Luka, why are we gonna? What hope do I have that Cooper Flagg's just going to do the same thing that we talked about for DC or Charlotte or New Orleans?
Yeah, but by all things, I think fucking I know Luka's a hooper, but Cooper's supposed to be like a hooper, like a gym rat, like a fucking, you know what I mean? Like he's supposed to be like Kobe-esque in his hustle.
Real lunch pail
So
guy. Yeah. Gritty.
yeah, we'll see.
Gritty. First one in, last one out kind of guy. You know how it goes. I mean, I won't be mad no matter what. If the Wizards
Like me
wind
at
up
the
in
orgy.
if the Wizards wind up in the top three, I mean, you got Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe. Like it's a good draft. It's a good draft. It's a good top 5 draft, I would say.
I will say, full disclosure, other than knowing Cooper Flagg's name and that he plays at Duke, and I have no idea of anybody else that played college basketball this year.
Trust me, I had to learn. I'm talking myself
those
into
names
this.
you just said to me. I was like, oh wow, those are guys.
If we're up here, we're talking ourselves into it. We're getting ready. I didn't know them a week ago.
You start looking up YouTube highlight videos like
I've been
when
all
he was
over
in high school, and you're like, oh, look at this. This kid's got some game.
I was like, he might be better than Cooper. I'll convince myself by that night. Well, look, the
fan stages of grief is real.
The teams that don't have to worry about it, they're in the first round right now, and I want to get your I want to pick your brain over what was the most interesting outcome, the most interesting storylines here, because we had on Saturday, right on the first round, Pacers took out the Bucks, 117-98. Your Knicks, those Knickerbockers, they beat the Pistons 123-112. Timberwolves took down the Lakers 117-95 in the first ones, and you already got Lakers in 5 shit going. Probably most exciting game of the weekend, I would say, was Nuggets-Clippers overtime game. Nuggets beat the Clippers 112-110. Sunday, man, the Thunder beating the Grizzlies 131-80. We had the Celtics beat the Magic 103-86. Cavs, they did the expected thing, took on the Heat 121-100, and then straight out of the 90s, we had the Warriors beat the Rockets 95-85. That's old school. That's a nice game right there. What was most interesting to you? Because through me, I had the Warriors Rockets. I expected the Warriors to win the first game, maybe the first 2 games, and the Rockets, being a young team and a young core, maybe catching on. But that was a bad showing. That was a bad showing by Houston. That's a bad intro. And, Nuggets, Clippers should be a fun series. Jokic making a case, I think, for already, potentially the best center in NBA history already. And I think he's making a case. I think the loaf of bread monster is making a case there. Seeing him fight Jeff Van Gundy was fun too.
For the dad bods, what's going on here?
Yeah, we got a rep. And then curious about the Lakers. I'm curious about it because these Lakers fans are trying to convince everybody that they can do it, and that this isn't going to be a thing. But that the Wolves, they finally have some experience. You want that with these young teams. It's a rite of passage in the NBA playoffs that young teams need to lose first and go through it. The Wolves had more experience last year than most of these young cores. I'm curious if they can actually finish and follow through, but I'm also curious who in either conference is going to actually make a case to beat these number ones in the Thunder and to beat the Celtics in the East. So what did you take away from the first part of first round weekend?
All right, so if I was a Laker fan, I would be more concerned if we had lost like 97-95 than 117-95, right? I think clearly not ready, but I think with Luka and LeBron, I think maybe they were just like, we're gonna just like go into it, but we're not like gonna just kill ourselves for game 1 victory because if it's 7 games specifically, just to kind of get to see what Minnesota was doing. Minnesota was struggling early in the year to kind of get that combination of Julius with Ant and getting DiVincenzo. They were all hurt at different times, and I think the Timberwolves are going to go as far as Ant takes them. and he might, we were like, for a while, we were like, whoa, is he him last year? And then he fell off again, against Dallas and everything. And he's in the playoffs now. So if he's locked in, that's a scary series for the Lakers. At the same time, I think the Lakers will make adjustments based on that. And Julius Randle is, and as a Knicks fan who was like rooting for him while at the same time always kind of, it's like that friend of yours that you're constantly having to make excuses for, like, his antics on the court, like how, like there was a love-hate relationship with the fans, even though he puts up numbers. His game sort of does translate to the playoffs because, if you got to get just to a slow and grind end of game possession, he can get a shot off, he'll fucking stutter step for like 17 seconds, boom, boom, he'll do that or he'll pull back. I do like Luka and LeBron in the playoffs, but it's just basically Luka and LeBron versus to see if Ant can sort of, if he's going to be him and if he's going to like take that next step, then they need to beat the Lakers. The storyline needs to be, what are the Lakers new now? Like, oh, it was just a regroup season. Luka came in late. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's fucking going to come back with a vengeance. They'll make some more moves, get an additional fucking fucking fairy godmother trade the NBA allows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A fucking like friggin' I don't know who the fuck could Jaylen Brown like could end up over there. Like I don't know. Like obviously Lakers and Celtics would never make it to trade, but other than that, the Knicks having to struggle a little bit. They had to go on a run to beat the Pistons. That was a little interesting. The 0.0 from your boy Kuz in that Pacers series. Like I like Indiana, and I'm scared of them as a Knicks, obviously, and I'm fucking pissed because Obi is doing really good out there as well, and that's going to be a scary matchup for the Knicks. Celtics did what they need to do. Cavalier did what they need to do. Did the Thunder putting up 131? Is that like oh, you guys keep saying we're young, but we're not, like is if Shea wins the MVP versus if Luka, Jokic wins the MVP, maybe that motivates him. Like we had the best team, best record, and you guys are still kind of like counting us out. The young team narrative, that's probably the team that everybody says is a young team, but they're ready to make the next step. So, it's and then the old man Warriors just sitting in, fucking Jimmy Buckets, just like, we don't need to do flashy. We're going to fucking grind it out 95 to 85. Steph's going to make free throws and make shots. Buckets is going to fucking, that's going to be a tough matchup, man.
Do you think playoff Jimmy gives them a realistic shot to make the finals?
Yeah. Absolutely. They got Seth, man. If you got a top 50, 25 play guard, you got a shot, man. That guy is still gonna make shots. And Jimmy not having to carry it, and even Draymond's old ass,
Well, Draymond's been really happy. I mean, Draymond was so happy after the game talking about how Jimmy is somebody that calms them down. And that's the least calm person in the NBA talking of somebody that calms them down. I mean, he might have been like the perfect compliment there because Steph needed somebody. Jimmy didn't want to be the number one. He didn't want to be that guy right there. He needed somebody to take something off of him. So I'd be curious if those old man Warriors can take down like, a young core in the Thunder who I'm trying to get a full belief in them. They are fun. They are very fun to watch, but I'm trying to get a belief that they can go, take it all the way. This is going to be that season to kind of show me something, unless they need to go back and get more. Ant's fun, man. Like I'm rooting for Ant to just keep this shit going, and really, show that he's baby Jordan, and that he's the son of MJ here. Can you convince me that the Knicks, that I can go all in on the Knicks to take this to the finals?
You want Overly Optimistic Knicks Fan to come out?
I'm curious if he's there. Is Overly Optimistic Knicks Fan alive?
Yeah, so Jalen got hurt before the playoffs, not during the playoffs. So we knew he was going to get hurt, but it was like, please don't get hurt like right when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
So he didn't get hurt right. And he's been back, and I don't know, like the math is the Tibbs having like 4 guys like in the top 10 of most minute played in the NBA, like the most Tibbs stack. Like how many Knicks are in the top like 10 of most minutes played is ridiculous, right? And him saying, no, fuck it, we're going to run these dudes into the ground and it's going to happen. And now we're built for the playoffs. So they are literally built for this. Everybody's healthy. Bridges is like, locked in. Josh Hart. They don't have a bench, but they're not going to play a bench. Cat's back. Him being around the other dudes, like I think it's changed something in him. I see him as more of a dog than he was in Minnesota right now. He's like feeling himself. Fucking OG is a fucking demon. We have like the wings to match up against anybody. We have the wings to put OG on Mitchell, who's a little fucking love him. He's a Mets fan, but he's short, So you're going to have Mitchell. If they're playing the Cavs, you're going to have Mitchell having to pull up from 3, pull up deep because OG ain't going to let him drive. And then when he drives, fucking Mitch and Cat are going to be there. So against the Celtics, we got the long arms to get against Jalen and Tatum. I mean, Porzingis scares me a little bit with the Celts. But we also have a stretch 5 now. So some of his defense is going to get a little negated because Cat's a stretch 5. So Porzingis is just about 2 fucking 7-footers just out there, just chucking it, I'd love to see that matchup because I'd love to see them, Cat and Porzingis battle in the fucking paint would be, I don't know, like peak NBA for me right now. Like fucking Olajuwon and Ewing back in the day. And then Brunson, who, was another fucking Mavericks fuck up, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That benefited us. Brunson is, he's been an MVP candidate. He's an MVP candidate. He's the heart and soul that he's like, he's the hero we needed or didn't deserve or whatever the fuck it is. So I think that all those factors, they can stack up against everybody. They have the defense to guard any team. And they're built for shortened games, more timeouts, more rest between games. They're built for like the grind. And last year they were built for it, but they got crippled at the end, and they ended up with they had a 6-person team last year at the end, So greatest caveat of all time, if they stay healthy for the playoffs, they have the structure and the team in place to make the run.
I think that caveat is the theme of the NBA playoffs every year for any team. Like, because you can look at it for a lot of them.
For the
Warriors,
any one of those 3 goes down.
For the Clippers, to me too. For the Clippers, if you can get that.
For the Clippers listen, this is if Kawhi wanted the time off, he's got the 17 fucking surgeries.
Right.
This is what you built the arena for him. You got Harden. Like, this is like put up or shut up now for you guys. Like if I hear a fucking thing about Kawhi's knee,
oh yeah,
in the next 2 weeks, it's like it will. Then at that point, you just, as a Clippers fan, well, what the fuck?
Right. What can you do? Because I'm like, just waiting.
Let's just come back for the playoffs only next year and see what happens. I don't know.
If they go down to Denver 2-0, you're going to hear something about like there's been a little tweak. There's some soreness in Kawhi.
Yeah, some rest.
You're going to be seeing him icing.
He should just take game 2 off. He's like, listen, we're going to lose the next game. I'm just going to take it off. Yeah. Were they playing did they play in LA or did they play in Denver?
I believe they were in LA. I want to say, no, they were in Denver. Yeah. So
Okay.
just get yeah. Go ahead and take.
Yeah.
Take
Kawhi's
it.
gonna take the day off, and then he's like, "We'll win the two in LA. It's gonna be one of those things. It's like it's that back and forth, man. It's I don't know. I kind of like that it's a 7-game series because I think it'll a longer series will really get the best team out of that each thing, and I think it's better for the Knicks too because grind it out, motherfuckers. You guys are not used, you know.
Yeah. Let them.
We're like we're like the fucking Sherpas. We're not like those little tourists that are going up to Mount Everest paying $200,000 to go take a selfie at the top of the world. We're like those Sherpas standing next to them, like, all right, yeah, we're built for this. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot Sherpa take.
I like a good Sherpa take. Who doesn't like a good Sherpa take? I just want to see more of I need to see more of the Jeff Van Gundy Jokic battles. Van Gundy trying to stall time and holding that ball as Jokic just trying to rip it out. That's a feat of strength, man. That's a feat of strength for a coach to show that I am not giving this ball up to this giant loaf of bread who's trying to rip it out of my arms. That's up there with him when he was holding on to Alonzo Mourning's leg and wouldn't go up there. He's up there for strongest coach in the league. Mighty
how about this
coach?
How about this scenario, right? All right. You ready? You get the first pick, right?
I'm listening.
You get the first pick in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Phoenix calls. And Phoenix is like, listen, you talk to KD. He wants to come home. He wants to finish his career like Jordan. we're in Le Boulay, and he wants to come home. You give us the first pick. We'll even send back. We'll send them back. We'll send KD and Bradley back. Bradley said, "Fuck it, I'll go back." You send us the number 1 pick, all your garbage, and you got KD for that. Just imagine the jersey you're going to be able to buy. You'd be able to buy a Kevin Durant Wizards jersey, even if he played 1 season. It's like me trying to buy that LaDainian Tomlinson Jets jersey for years. What are you doing? And you're not guaranteed, you know. I'll change it. It's not you don't have you have a top. Yeah. Well, let's say if you had the first pick, would you do it? You know,
if it's the first pick, no. I think the revenue you get out of Flagg.
You missed the first. You missed the first pick. You missed the first pick. It's 2 to 5. You get it's a 2 to 5 pick.
If it's 2 or 3, I'm saying no. If it's 4, I'd say yes. Just fuck it.
So for the
Just
fourth,
yeah.
1, 2, 3, you're taking the best player available, even though you have no idea who they played for.
Even at 3, low-key. I'm considering
3. That's what I was going to say. The over-under should be like 3.
Yeah, 3 is the over-under. 4, I'm saying yes. Yeah.
Send KD home. All right.
Well, because why not at this point? Why not? I don't have any interest. I don't care who. I don't care at that point. I don't care. So just give me Durant.
You get to go watch KD buy the jersey, like as a fan. What the fuck?
And then I also get to be right because that was one of the first things I said on this show was that we will never see Kevin Durant until he's too old to till it's the end. Like that's when he'll come back. There's been so many times that he's scorned us, and we're like, yeah, come home. What, you saw LeBron do it? LeBron went to Cleveland. It was beautiful. They made him songs and everything. They had Hosier playing in the commercial, and it was awesome.
No, I mean, I think I've talked about this on the show before, but I mean, you've seen the KD video of him at the Rucker, I think, and he was where he was just like 7 threes in a row, and everybody was like mobbing him and stuff like that. When I saw that video, I said he's got to come to New York when he's a free agent. Mm-hmm. He's got to come to New York. He's got to understand he's a fucking hooper. He's got to come to the Mecca. And then he went to fucking Brooklyn.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. Like, what if he's like, oh, New York's one of the destinations he'd go to. Like, would I want to trade a much younger fucking Cat or fucking Bridges? Like, what combination of because to make the salaries match, it would be tough. It'd have to be like one of our top guys. I'm not trading Brunson. I'm not trading Josh Hart. Maybe Josh Hart and somebody else for KD. That'd be a tough move, you know. So
I'd say maybe Hart and somebody else. But you guys have such a good core now.
Yeah.
It's such a good, fun
I wouldn't
core.
trade OG. I wouldn't trade Cat, and I wouldn't trade Bridges, and I wouldn't trade Brunson. Those four. So Josh Hart, even though he's a glue guy, if I could throw KD up there in the front line, I'd do it. But yeah, but none of those four guys are moving. I'd throw them a shitload of draft picks if they wanted them, but who the fuck cares about draft picks?
That's going to be a curious one to see where he goes. I could see still. I think Miami's a low key one that could go. I could see Houston too.
Yeah.
But yeah, send him and Beal. Yeah, send him and Beal to DC. Why not? Fuck it. We'll get those posters will be great up over in the Verizon Center. It'll look.
I'm back, dude. Like when the Knicks signed Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
and they did this whole production like I'm coming home, like I'm coming up, and then Thibs started playing in like 46 minutes right away, and then his knees went right away, and it was like, brrr.
I'm just down for the whole thing. Just sign John Wall. I don't know, he's somewhere. Just bring Wall back too, and then put Gil in the announcer's booth.
Gil doing this podcast live from the game, just podcasting while they're playing.
What problems could there be?
No problem. Yeah.
Bring Chris Paul back for 5 more minutes. Stuff. Yeah, that was a fun time. I like.
You guys are the Jets of the NBA.
I know, unfortunately.